A word that describes Miss Romain is powerful.
A memory that I have of Miss Romain is a great mentor. She facilitated my transition from a research scientist to a science teacher.
Dez-Ann Romain, one of the finest educators I've ever met, the only principal who could go into any subject area and teach it.
A memory that I have of Miss Romain is during my first year at BDA. Always seen her as a principal and a master teacher. One day we were all working late and she was a barber and a beautician giving students makeovers for career day. That day I realized that Miss Romain is a jack of many trades, and more importantly, she mastered more than one.
A word that describes Miss Romain is ambitious.
She was the type of person that her presence was felt as she entered any room. The words that she spoke, it moved you. And that look that she gave you, it either put fear in your heart or it motivated you.
A memory that I have of Miss Romain comes from an outside event that her and I attended, and we were both hungry. We happened to skip lunch that day at work by accident, of course. So when it was time for us to get up and go get our food, I said, "Come on, Miss Romain," and called our table. She was like, "I'm not eating that food. I don't know who made that food." So I was like, "Okay, well, I'm going to go get me something to eat because I'm hungry." She said, "Well, go ahead. I hope I see you at work tomorrow." And I just thought that was the funniest thing ever because she sat there for over 2.5 hours and just drank water.
Miss Romain has taught me to never take anything personal. She let me know that these kids will curse you out one period and come back 3 periods later as if nothing ever happened.
One of the things that I feel like Miss Romain really taught me to do was to sometimes give students this space to take control of their own learning. Not because I'm standing in front of the class am I responsible for ensuring that they get it. Sometimes it's their job, and sometimes you have to leave it to them to do it on their own. And sometimes just being humble enough to take a step back and allow kids to take the lead allows them to facilitate a lesson that best works for them.
Miss Romain had a new teacher academy for all the new teachers, and she would regularly jam out to music and dance around while we were working.
Dez-Ann's vision, her legacy about exposing students to so many opportunities within the city, it just was part of her magic, part of her brilliance, and her legacy continues to effectuate change and impact students in so many wonderful ways.
A word that describes Miss Romain is real. She never put up a front. She always told you the truth, no matter how hard it was to digest.
Miss Romain told us that as long as you believe in yourself, you can accomplish anything.
So I think if anything I've learned from Miss Romain over my time here at BDA is to be a humble, patient steward of the information, and sometimes just present it to students and let them do what they will with it.
Miss Romain taught me how to be patient. I never used to have patience at all. I never used to have patience with kids at all. But being with her, being around her, she taught me so much, and now I have a lot of patience and I can get through anything.
Miss Romain led by example. She personally always demonstrated whatever she expected.
Miss Romain was very loving and very caring. She cared a lot about the students. She cared a lot about the staff.
She was fun-loving, and she really emphasized cultivating relationships with students.
One word that describes her is resilient. She was never afraid of the adversity, and if she was, she never showed it. She was ready to face anything that came and was willing to do whatever she had to do to make sure our students were safe, our students were learning, and our students felt at home.
All right. So, the reason why we have this happen in the hallway is for you to see that your peers are doing what they're supposed to do. So the rest of you that got to do what you got to do, we gonna pull up the pants, we gonna do what we need to do, we gonna get it. School is lit for the rest of the year. Now, if y'all in school every day for the rest of the school year, we have some surprises happening and you don't want to miss out. So you should be in school because you never know what might happen. We had ice cream social. So we're gonna start sharing out the ice cream. We're gonna listen to a little bit of music and we're gonna vibe out for the rest of the evening.
A memory that I share with Miss Romain is 2020 senior night, late February. After the game, we stayed upstairs, me and a couple other alumni, and she told us how much she loved us and how much she missed being around us, and it was just a whole lot of good energy.
Miss Romain taught me how to be powerful, strong. She taught me how to be a powerful, strong black woman. I seen that in her.
Miss Romain taught me to be purposeful, that if I'm doing anything, make sure I do it out of the kindness of my heart and make sure I always do it with a purpose.
She pushed all of us to be the best version of ourselves.
We all we got, that's all we need.